And welcome back! Cabaret Gamers playing this game. How do I shit? How do I
shit?
I don't remember how to play. I don't okay.
And we're good.
We're good now.
Alright. So we just finished up Spoopy Month, not too long ago. And, you know, I have to say that was a lot of fun doing a lot of the games. Except for the last one, which was kind of... It went on way too long, and sometimes that happens where you plan for one thing and it turns into a totally different thing. Ultimately, I think it was fine.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I kept up with it for the most part.
It's a weird game, though.
This game or like all the Spoopy games we played?
No, I actually like most of the Spoopy games that we did play.
Yeah, they were fun.
Except for the last one. That one was a little...
I am sorry about that. I am sorry to my viewers about that.
No, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to sound like I'm making it a bigger deal than I mean to.
Okay.
But, you know, I've never played the game before. You played it, but I guess maybe not to that extent.
I had never done it that, no, I want to go this way. I had never played it, like, trying to rush through it, so I didn't realize, like, just how not rush-throwable that game is.
Right.
If I had known, I would not have picked it as a Spoopy Game Month, thing to do in a day.
Right, it's funny how, like...
Oh.
It's funny how we plan for one thing, and most of the times when we want a game to last a while...
It doesn't?
It doesn't.
And then if we want a game to last one episode, it's suddenly like this huge process.
It's like we're there for several hours playing through it, and we're like, oh my god.
I regret every decision. How do I...
But, you know. But that happens. And then you have games like this, which are just kind of awesome to play through. I'm not even playing, but it's fun to just watch because the art, the style, just everything about it is really well polished, and you can tell that it was done with a lot of love. And we've talked about that before. If you look at anybody either playing this game or reviewing this game, they all say the same thing.
Oh yeah, everyone says it's full of love and a lot of attention to detail went into this game.
Now, what game would you want, Rayleigh, to be remade or to have this kind of fan service done for?
What do you think?
Oh, Spyro.
Spyro.
Yeah, of course. I don't know.
Well, Culture Gaming knows what I'm talking about.
That's true. It's PETA, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Peter.
but is it PETA?
It's Peter.
Peter.
I believe they call him Tiny Peter.
Tiny Peter.
I got into watching What Culture Gaming, and one of the gentlemen there named Peter.
He's a huge
I don't know
Spyro fan.
I don't know his surname, so you'll have to excuse me on that. But he's a big Spyro fan, and actually he seems to have a lot of similar views on Spyro as you do, right?
Yeah. So I like agree on him with everything Spyro related. But if I had to choose something that had to be like this style of art, you know, like pixel art.
Right.
I really don't know, because as a kid I didn't play, like, aside from Sonic, I didn't play many of these kinds of games. So I can't even... Damn you.
Fucking hell. It doesn't look like that should have that kind of radius.
Yeah, well, because when it explodes, it's not exploding with explosion. It's like the rock that it's made of breaks apart.
Yeah.
So... Oh.
Nope.
Just kill that. I should probably pick up that thing. I don't care, though.
You know, every time I see that lava, it just reminds me of Aladdin. I'll tell you why later, but finish what you were saying, please.
I'm trying to think of a game that I've, if ever, played. I just want that life. I'm gonna need it.
We do need a life.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
But I don't know what I'd want personally. I wish they would make a real, like Mega Man like this, but the Mega Man games are pretty damn good anyway. Like, they never were so adventurous with it that they kept fucking it up like they do with Sonic.
Yeah. Oops.
Like, you have some Mega Man 3D games that are god-awful, but if you get, was it Mega Man Legacy or whatever?
Yeah.
Legends or whatever, it's like...
But
they're the
like,
old games, and they look great, and they play well, and everything's fine, right? So I'm not really sure I'd pick Mega Man. But that's one of the first things that comes to mind.
But generally, like, Mega Man people apparently love it more than Sonic people love their games.
Yeah.
Except for the person who designed Mania.
I think a lot of Sonic fans have a love-hate relationship with the franchise.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, I'm going backwards.
Like, in a similar way with Mega Man for me, like, I really love Mega Man. I really like the cartoons growing up. And, like, the 90s one, right? Which I guess maybe is an actual 80s cartoon that we just got in America in the 90s. I don't know. I'd have to look that up, but...
I got stuck.
You know, the games, I'm fucking terrible at Mega Man games, but I still love all the characters and love all of that stuff. Oh, don't hit it when it's hot.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't remember how this boss went.
Because it, like, heats up when it's under the lava.
I think I have to wait until it crushes the floor for the most part. And, whoops. And then the lava will slowly break it.
Okay. So the lava reminds me of Aladdin. Now, when you were a kid and you grew up in the 90s or 80s or 90s or whatever, or even now, I guess, but it's different. Because everything now is so CG done. And it's done really well, so kids don't know the difference. But if you grew up in the 90s and you watched Aladdin when it first came out, and then you watch, you know, it's a great movie, but then you watch it now and you see the lava and it's all CG.
Yeah.
And it looks so bad. It looks like shit, and it just reminds me of this, like, when the lava comes out here, it's stylized, so but it looks, you know, it looks like it belongs here, but it's really stylized. But when you watch Aladdin again, and they're escaping from the, whatever we call it, the Cave of Wonders. Nice.
There we go.
Got it anyway, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, I just get the fuck
They're
out of
escaping
here.
from the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks like shit. And they spent a ton of money on that
They
scene.
did.
It's just, that kind of CG does not hold up whatsoever.
I had a PlayStation 1 game of Aladdin, and that is, like, escaping from the Cave of Wonders in that game was the worst ever. I really like this level. It's really pleasing to my eyes because blue is my favorite color, right. And there's just not enough Sonic on screen for me.
Problem is, like, Sonic's blue and he blends in.
A little bit, but I mean, as long as you know that he's usually in the middle of the screen, you're pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
You're fine. The thing I hate most about Sonic games is if you get caught right on the edge, and then when the thing goes up or down, you get squished by that corner.
Right.
That pisses me right the fuck off. Whee! Whee! There's a lot of, like, stops. Ooh, like, oh.
Nope.
No, I still go this way. Watch me. Oh, no, wait, never mind. Okay. Watch me not go that way, never mind. I lied. I want this.
It's funny that...
Oh.
Do you think that kids who didn't grow up with pixel games like this, or side-scrollers, or 8-bits, you think they can appreciate it? Do you think they get a kick out of it?
I feel like no. I feel like they don't... Well, they do, but I can definitely say they don't feel the same way as we do.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the context is different, but I'm just wondering if...
Oh, right. I have a... With the fire thing, I don't get hurt by lava.
Nice.
That's a thing I forgot about. Or fire. So yeah, if you have this, as long as I don't get hit by anything, as long as I have this fire power up around me, I won't get hurt by fire.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super useful in these levels. Don't hit me, bitch. I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your whole family's ass. I will kill everyone.
In the same way, it's like... you know, you see those videos of
no, damn it.
You see those videos of kids, and they like they're checking out cell phones, like early cell phones and beepers and whatever, and you're like, and Palm Pilots, you're like, this was cool back in the day. This was revolutionary. This was amazing. The size of laptops and shit back then, fucking huge. And they had like, you know, like 20 megabytes was a lot back in the day. Like, things like that, things that you can't imagine, and we all take for granted now. But when you think about it, when you look back at it, you're like, it was amazing.
Fuck this game. Like, one of my favorite things to watch actually is that was awesome.
That was good. Yeah.
Was kids.
Fuck.
Kids looking. It was that one video of like the kids looking at a cassette player and trying to figure out how to get music out of it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, they overthink it, or they think that, you know.
Fuck me, man. What?
I can't watch those videos.
There we go.
It makes me feel really old.
I get so infuriated by it because I'm just like, what are
it's not that hard. Just press the fucking. In a weird way, it's kind of like if you're trying to teach your parents or anybody technologically inept to a degree or inexperienced. That I guess is a fairer word. You get frustrated because it's so easy, but you know it works in the reverse.
Yeah.
Like how many people, you know, couldn't work, you know, VHS machines.
Well, yeah.
Meanwhile, it's like I remember, like you and I have talked about, we watched that commercial for a DVD or advertisement for a DVD player, and it was at the start of a VHS because with VHSs they had the previews at the beginning, the coming attractions, and there was a preview where a guy was sitting in his living room with a huge, you know, TV, a 50-something inch TV. And back then, which was big, and you know, it was probably like 5 feet wide, but you know, or deep rather. And he inserts this disc, and it was like, you know, coming soon. Experience the ultimate in audio and visual technology, right? Some bullshit like that. And the guy sits down, and it's like the Dolby Digital thing comes up and whatnot. He had no fucking clue. It was a disc. You know, CDs were still fairly new. CDs were only a few years old, and you and I were only a few years old.
Yeah.
So you're looking at this fucking thing, and you're wondering, what the fuck is that? What was that for?
What even? I had no idea what a DVD was.
No, me neither.
I was like,
no fucking clue. Because the advertisement, you know, it didn't tell you anything. It didn't say this is like a tape. On a CD, though, on a CD-ROM. It didn't say that.
Nope. I thought okay, so as a kid on the bus, I didn't know I could do that.
Nice.
When I have the firepower up, I could do that. Why did no one tell me this? You double jump, and you could do that.
Nice.
Hey, can I break that then?
No.
No. So how do I get in there? I don't know. This is cool. I didn't know I could do this. As a kid on the bus, we used to listen to Z100 a lot, right?
Right.
Oh god, I fucking hate this boss.
Oh, fuck.
This is the worst. Swinging. This is the worst.
Is he riding? What the fuck
He's
is he
riding a bike? Question mark? Ah, damn it. All of my coins. And when they said, like, oh, we're giving away free iPods to, like, the 100th caller, I had no idea what an iPod was.
Right.
I thought an iPod was, like, a Z100 keyring. Or something.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I was like, oh, it's
in a weird way that makes
cool
sense.
Keyring. Like, oh, it's a Z100, like, official gear for Z100. Ah, your mother's asshole. This one's hard because I don't know what the trick is. I can't figure it out. And, oh, my rings. And he takes so many hits. Him? No, you just have to hit him, but, like, he's going so fast, and I can't tell when that ball is going to hit me or not.
Right.
Whoa. So that's what I thought it was, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool, like, I want an iPod. I don't know. I had no idea it had anything to do with music. No idea.
I only knew because I really like technology. More so when I was a kid than I do now. Now I'm curmudgeonous about it. But, you know, the area that I grew up in, everybody got everything, right?
Yeah.
As soon as it comes out, everybody, there's such pressure.
When it's in the testing phase, you already had a couple kids who had it. You know, because their dad works at Nintendo.
No, it'd be more like their dad or like executives at Nintendo, right? It's like that kind of bullshit. I had a very good friend, you know, I hope he's doing well. His father was friends with somebody from Microsoft, so he had one of the very first Xboxes. Or maybe it was Xbox 360, I don't remember. And it was like before the release date. He got one. I'm pretty sure it was before the release date.
That's so cool, though.
It is really cool, but, you know, where I live, where I grew up, it was like that with everything, though. You know, if you, like, what do you mean you don't have an iPod? It's like, it came out like a week ago. What do you mean? It's like, back then it was like $500.
And $500 back then was like $1,000.
Yeah.
No one had that kind of money.
Well, a lot of people do around here, but the way they go about it is so bratish and is so immature.
Like hedge funders.
Yeah,
but you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. I'm in the background.
Oh, that's cool. That is really confusing, though. But
a little bit.
A lot of kids that I grew up with, they're not following in their parents' footsteps.
Oops.
Whoa.
I want to stay over there. Oh.
They're not following in their parents' footsteps. They're not doing the hedge fund thing. They're not doing that. They'll have more things like you know, my family, which is more, I guess, traditional level middle class American, which is, you know, it's nice, it's cushiony, but you still have to be smart about your finances. You're not going on vacation every year, kind of thing, right? You know, but you know, you plan for big events, things like that, right? You know, you save up as much as you can. But everything around here, people demand so much, and it goes to their kids, right? And their kids don't understand that their parents are stupidly wealthy. That's not reflective of the rest of the country. And so they think they can get anything right away.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's natural. Like, it's the natural order of things.
Like, oh, this is how life works.
It's like, no, it doesn't. And they're so sheltered around here.
Yeah.
That they don't understand that, man, that's not how the real, like, I don't want to say the real world, but that's not how the rest of the world works.
No.
It's like Saw shit. And, I remember when the whatever the fuck you call it, oh, I'm getting, like, my car knowledge and my guitar knowledge, like, fucked up. It's not Audi, it's Acura. When the Acura MDX first came out, that's like a $60,000 car. When that first came out, everybody was driving one. You know, like we couldn't because we couldn't afford it, right?
But everybody else was
But you see people
being dicks about it.
They're driving their Acura MDX cars, and they're very nice cars and whatever, but parking lots around here were full of them because it was the cool car to get. I swear it was one of the most ridiculous things, and it leaves a real sour taste in my mouth when it comes to money. I have nothing against money inherently, but the way that people abuse it, it's like, man, I hope you're donating some of that. That's $60,000 that you bought that car. Why don't you get a decent? Like, I don't mean to tell them how to use their money,
but
it's the attitude that comes with it. It's like if you worked hard and you get that $60,000 car, fine. But then to show it off and brag and treat people like shit because you think that, you know, that your shit doesn't stink.
Aww.
You know, that's the attitude that comes with that in this area.
Yeah.
And people treat you like crap. Like, if you work a retail job, they treat you like dirt. And it's ridiculous.
It is horrible.
And fortunately, it seems to be changing a little bit. But, you know...
They're all privileged buttholes.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And it leaves such a sour taste in my mouth. Really. because you're like, man, it's like, fine, you have money, I get it, whatever. But do you have to have the attitude with it? It's like Robotnik. Like, chances are, he's a fucking douche. Chances are he doesn't tip for shit.
Probably not.
It's like, oh, fuck, there's Eggman. We gotta give him the, Yelper special, right?
Shades, what's the Yelper special?
Yeah, I wish I could sing that. I wish I knew the lyrics.
I wish I knew the lyrics.
I know some of them, I don't remember all of it. But who wouldn't want to, like, spit in Eggman's food?
Oh my god.
Right? Because he just seems like a douche. Like, he has all of this power. And he could rule the world through, you know, being a good guy. Everybody would love him. Sonic wouldn't try to stop him. He'd be a decent, you know... He could do good things for humanity. But no, he uses all that wealth and all that power to be a douche.
Yeah, just be a normal human being and stop being an ass.
And he could probably rule the world that way. He could unite the world and, you know, everybody would get along, but no. But no, he has to be a fucking douche.
Squeaky chair.
Yeah.
I think this chair is squeakier than the other chair I used.
Maybe.
I just feel...
Metallic madness. It reminds me of, like... It sounds like an episode of SWAT Cats.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that show.
I love the music to that show.
I don't remember the music. I wasn't into music as much as you were, though, so to be fair, like, I didn't pay attention to it, as much.
Yeah. Did anybody watch that show? Or is it just us? SWAT Cats Radical Squadron?
Oh yeah, this place makes it tiny.
Wow, you're all like chibi.
I'm so cute and aww, but I still lose rings just as bad. Wee. Wee. Oops. Wee, I said.
Fucking wee!
Fucking wee! Dear.
Oh. It's gotta hurt. Just landed right on his fucking ass.
Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Thank you. I remember first doing this level, and those lasers scared the shit out of me, and I'm like, no, I got hit! Oh!
Now, do those... Yeah, because they look like bandsaws. Do those,
No, not the bandsaws, the laser I ran through and it made me small.
Right. Sorry, I'm like...
That makes me big.
Alright, I was like blanking out for a second.
Yeah, that's cool, that's cool.
So, I don't remember in any other Sonic games that they shrink you like this.
I don't think they have to do. Because that means they have to make whole new sprites for all of this.
Like, I'm no Sonic aficionado by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, why not?
But because I suck at Sonic games. I know the 3D games a little bit better, but the traditional ones I'm so bad at that I always just gave up and stopped playing them.
Oops. You know what? Just get me back out. So I was going in and out of behind that and in front of it, which took me 20 minutes of frustration to figure out.
You ever... It's weird, whenever we do these Let's Plays, it's like my ability to talk and use my vocabulary sucks.
We're so, like, just involved.
Yeah.
Oops. No, get up there.
I think we're getting better, though, at, like, just being ourselves and being in the zone when we're doing these Let's Plays.
No.
Yeah, fuck that thing.
No, okay. This way. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no, this way. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Whee! Because if you don't stop directly on it, it doesn't do anything. Or, if you don't, like, walk slowly on it. Because if you're running, it doesn't count. So I kept running back and forth on the screen trying to figure out what to do. And when you're running, it doesn't count. So I couldn't figure out that, like, if you stop directly in the middle of that pad, it would, do a thing. I had no knowledge.
Have you ever watched people, like, speedrun or perfect run Sonic games?
I'm tiny!
It's some of the most insane shit I've ever seen with video games.
So this is kind of like a mini boss thing. You can make as many as you want come out by just hitting the ball. Like hitting the thing.
Right.
To make the balls come out.
That's what I always say.
Wait, how often do your balls come out? Wait, are we
After
talking
you're
about
done.
the same thing? Look,
Are we?
that's an Amy. That's an Amy robot. She's trying to get me.
It's funny.
Don't let her get me. Shades, don't let Amy get me. Bitch, die.
Maybe, like, she seems like a nice person, but it's just the overwhelming obsession part that's a little like, please stay away. At least several arms lengths.
Look, I got him out of the thing.
Nice. Oddly enough, his ship, without the containers
Oh, man.
for to hold the mini things, it looks kind of like a red version. I guess it'd be Proto Man's, right? Kind of reminds me of like one of the Mega Man, plasma cannon things.
Cannons.
Yeah,
Cannon.
yeah.
Where am I?
Where are you?
I only play this. Oh, I fucking hate this level.
It's like a Cecil Turtle thing.
Look at him.
All turtles they have to be
They're
named
all
like
Cecil.
Franklin or Cecil.
I hate this level. I hate this level. I hate this level. I hate this level like a mother. I hate this level like a mother hates their not child. Because there's everything wants you dead.
Yeah.
And everything is the same color as the background, so I can't tell what's going on. I just kind of keep hitting one direction and hope it works. Look at him, he's a
I
turtle.
like that guy. Like the sprite. If you hear construction noises, by the way, one, you're right, there is construction.
There is construction.
A few houses down from me, they're renovating a house. I think they're flipping it, but that's neither here nor there. They're doing construction on this house. And, so, kind of like morning, noon, and night, they're working on it.
Yeah, loudest motherfucker. Ah! Whoa. Okay.
I'm sure it's going to look really nice, but the layout still sucks. Like, it's a really old 1950s split level, but not in a good split level way. Like, it just, the layout, the layout just sucks. They're gonna, I would have just leveled it personally, but if I were the one
whatever.
flipping it.
Maybe there was something about it that they liked.
Yeah, because if I saw it when it was up for sale a while ago, and I looked it up, and they never renovated it. Everything was old. It was really old. They never did a damn thing to it.
Oops.
And it was just dark and just the layout. It just doesn't seem to flow. Like, I'm big into real estate and houses and things like that, and it seems kind of weird when I say the house doesn't have a flow. But you spend so much time in your house. You don't want a weird flow to your house. You don't want a weird structure where it just doesn't seem to make sense for your family or for you. Like,
Oh. You dick. Not you, darling. That,
yeah, no, I know.
that shit.
I know, but you know what I mean. It's just, it bothers me more than it should.
It sounds like it bothers you more than it should.
Yeah. So I'm like, what? Why would you have that wall there? You're losing all that space. Just open it up. Why would you do that? And shit like that, and just things bother me on levels that they fundamentally shouldn't.
They bother you on a personal level.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. It's not like I take it as a personal insult, but it's just
Oh, your mother's testicle.
yeah, but it's like, why would you do that? And then I do plenty of things that I'm sure are silly or people don't get, and you're like, man, Shades is an idiot. What the fuck? Why would you do that? I mean, I probably play, like, a lot of the games that I've played on here, I probably play in one of the shittiest ways possible.
Just play as you play, man. Don't put yourself down.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's weird what people get bothered by in an irrational way. In an irrational way. That's a weird sentence. It's not really a sentence, but sentence fragment. But.
There we go. And woo! And woo!
People get annoyed with food shit like that, right? It's like you put you put ketchup on eggs, right?
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like that's not a rational response to that because it's not your eggs. It doesn't matter. It's not your food. And yet you see somebody else do it and you're like, what the fuck? You fucking serious?
People ruin eggs that way. I care.
I think it's a Midwest thing. Because I grew up with that being kind of normal, and I'm not from the Midwest, but my father is.
Oh, do I just...
But I don't really recall seeing him put ketchup on eggs.
A lot of my friends back, okay.
Yeah, back where?
As a kid, used to do that all the time, and where do I go? Oh, there we go. I'm like, what?
I think part of it is that kids like sauce. Kids need like some sort of extra whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. And I'm thinking that's probably why I did it as well.
Whee! Well, this episode's gonna have to end, like, now-ish. It'll end.
They look like little, what are those hats called?
Oh, sombreros.
Sombreros, thank you, yeah. I like those sombreros that you get in restaurants that, you know, they hold all the chips.
The chips.
Chips and salsa.
No! No! This part's hard. Oh, damn it.
After this part, I think we'll call it.
Get in there! Oh, get in there! Get... Okay. Woo.
I love those things.
No! Fuck me! What was that? Okay.
I always like those things when you go into whatever, like Spencer's or those technology stores. You know, when you were a kid and those things were actually like somewhat new.
My brother had one. He stole it from the circus that he used to work at. He worked at...
I didn't know he worked there.
Yeah,
Oh.
my uncle had left the Yankee Stadium, and my uncle left the Yankee Stadium, and then my brother left the Yankee Stadium with him. Mm-hmm. Easiest boss. Easiest boss. Get in there. Just get in there. Oh, no. Not so easy anymore. What? Really? Okay, you know what? Ending it here. But they worked at a circus as maintenance guys, and my brother worked in the, like, box section at the circus. So they had, like, this whole beer area, and they had those electric balls, and he stole one. It was, was a beer bottle inside of a container. It was really cool, and he stole that shit.
Yeah, well, on that note...
Sorry, circus, but, you know, whatever.
On that note, we'll see you guys next time. Holy crap.
Bye.